Bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio de Noire. Estamos de vuelta. Continúa con el segundo caso. Bueno, acabamos de empezar el segundo caso de la división de incendios. Vamos a echar un vistazo, no sabemos nada. Solo que hay víctimas, un poco más. Así que vamos a ir a echar un vistazo.
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget
I'm teasing you, Herschel. Tell me about it.
The new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers. Shame about Chet. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Wanna bet? They'll have kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches.
Bueno, acabamos un poco en el último caso. ¿Qué se le va a hacer? No salió muy bien, pero ha llegado la hora de arreglar eso. Intentemos que esta vez salga mejor. Yo espero, por Dios, porque qué horror el último caso. Echamos la culpa al tío equivocado, al parecer, y no salió nada bien. Pero bueno, no pasa nada, no pasa nada. Siguiente caso. Cosa continúa. Esperemos que vaya mejor. Esperemos que todo se solucione. Vale, aquí a la izquierda está la casa. Bueno, aquí a la derecha. Vamos a ver. Pero hay incendio. Mira que hay.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Uf. Mal está en todas partes, siempre. Da igual que sea el caso, de homicidios, lo que sea. Uf, ¿es esto?
Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family. Okay. Anything else? To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch, he's the expert. Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Ahora hay que echar un vistazo. Dios mío, qué más rollo.
What are they doing?
The prayer effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons contract.
Vale. Curioso. No sabía. O sea que a lo mejor los había colocado así a propósito. Foto familiar.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them, Biggs? Just what I think
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Oof.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Diggs.
No puedo hacer nada más por aquí. ¿Qué pasa, Vix? ¿Que salió corriendo? Joder.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. You should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
El que fumar.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
No lo soy.
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
¿Vale? ¿No implicado? Testículo de fuego.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
No mientas.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Demoliciones previstas.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
No me mientas.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
A ver, concurso de viajes promocional.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Para ser sincero.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Vale, interesante. Vamos a ver qué hay por aquí. Que parece haber pistas. Pisadas y cigarrillos.
Someone was keeping watch.
Calderón.
Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere.
Dos de marina, así que era marina. Entonces hay una otra pista. Queríamos echar un vistazo en el... ¿Esto cómo se llama? Aquí. Reginald Barley, ¿cómo no?
Looks like the same model.
Parece que se ha inundado todo abajo.
This is the flashpoint. The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
No, pero aquí tiene que salir. Estaba esperando a ver si puede pasar algo. No aparece. Oh, periódico. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Arde complejo residencial. Ex soldados furiosos al ver sus casas en cenizas. Es lo que decía de Rancho Escondido.
How did you get my number, Ira?
At first, I didn't understand you, but now I do.
I'd like you to come back to the clinic.
I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven. Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They have served their purpose.
Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Esto pinta mal para el doctor. Si le pillamos, el doctor puede quedar también con él. Muy bien. Creo que ya está, ¿no? A ver, tenemos lugares. Tiene morir y no hemos acabado aquí. A lo mejor tenemos que hablar otra vez con él. Ah, tía sospechosa.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
I think you're covering for someone, Foreman. Who is it?
And I think you are off your rocker. How can you make an accusation like that? What proof have you got?
Hombre, que intenta esconder a alguien, no, pero hay colillas.
You're off the hook. For now.
Ah, no, esas que colillas.
I can see you're
No.
the excitable type. You shouldn't let your imagination run away with itself.
No cuela.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
A ver.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Construye una California mejor. Queremos comprarle hoy su antigua casa. Llame a 2800 Leland Monroe, promociones Elysian Fields.
Or Elysian Fields Developments.
Eso no me gusta cómo pinta.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Construye una California mejor. Queremos comprarle hoy su antigua casa. Llame a 2800 Leland Monroe, promociones Elysian Fields. Pero luego aquí abajo pone...
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Gana un viaje a Catalina Island. Lo que pone ahí abajo. Interesante. Bueno, pues ya está. Creo que tenemos todo lo que queremos. Ahora queremos averiguar. Pero, más bien queremos interrogar a Leland Monroe, porque algo me da que tiene que ver. Todo esto es muy sospechoso.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads in the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Field's developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Ooh.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilson. Let's go.
Vale, vayamos a Rancho Escondido primero. Eso me parece buena idea. Pero vamos a ver y si no, pues vamos a Elysian. Vamos a Rancho Escondido primero.
Boxing's on the card at St. Helena's Gym in the Bronx tonight. Golden Gloves Boxing. First round bouts in the sub-novice lightweight class.
Rancho Escondido es el lugar donde se han quemado todas las casas. Lo que salía en las noticias y lo que nos ha mencionado nuestro compañero. Para ver qué es exactamente lo que ha ocurrido. Y ahora sí podemos conseguir una pista.
Up they come and at it they go again, but it's about all over for Matteo Straponi. Next we have Tony Marino and Harold Torrance.
Estamos cerca, yo creo que estamos cerca. Sí, es esta zona de aquí. Sí, esta zona aquí a la izquierda. Perfecto. ¿Cómo esquivo los coches? Así que al parecer el tipo es amigo de Leland Monroe, amigo del alcalde y el jefe de policía. Así que es bastante chungo, la verdad. Chungo.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America, dickhead.
Sir. Now step back or I'll lock you up for a break.
Son of a bitch!
Ooh.
Come on, there! I'm gonna beat you black and head, Thunder Cole. We're gonna have to pacify these poor saps. I'm gonna bust you right.
Tío, no caíste, por Dios.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
¿Algo ahí? ¿No?
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Han racaneado en la construcción. Uy.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Eso no pinta nada bien. Todo hecho polvo. ¿Está en la casa que se cae a trozos? Ay, ¿qué le parece a nuestro amigo Leland Monroe? Elysian Fields, vamos allá. No perdamos más tiempo. Hablemos con el jefe de todo esto. No está aquí, ¿no? Este mismo... ¿Cerca de aquí? Ah, está un poco más allá. Vale. A ver. ¿Qué tiene que dice Lilian Monroe sobre una tarea bastante cutre. Construir casas con materiales deficientes. Creo que aquí hay una trama, una conspiración que va a estar lo más profundo de la esfera, el más alto de la esfera política de Los Ángeles. ¿Sería Monroe amigo con el alcalde y demás? Algo no pinta bien. Algo no pinta nada bien. Ahí está por aquí. Ahí estamos. Sin duda, si la quedamos con él, la vamos a cagar del todo. Así que no podemos. Vamos ya.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
La secretaria tiene una secretaria. Qué heavy. A ver.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
A ver, relación con Elysian. En relación de Elysian con los incendios.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
No lo veo a los ojos, o sea, sí que realmente no sé qué, no sé si es la verdad o no. A ver, foto de familia. Viaje, vecino que había un viaje de fin de semana. Tanta grulla de papel. Folleto de promociones Elysian Fields. Explicación que explicar. Busca compradores en los anuncios en radio y en los valles y venderlos por... A ver. Han aparecido folletos tal y tal. Ay. No sé, ¿con qué le puedo venir? ¿Con el viaje? Terreno destinado a construir viviendas para los soldados.
We hear that Suburban is under severe time pressure to complete work on the new houses. I think you're getting heavy-handed about it and it's gone wrong.
I hope you have some proof of how I'm involved in this. I'll be happy to sue you for whatever you're worth.
Futuros derivos. Derribos, perdón. Terreno destinado a construir viviendas para los soldados. No. Mierda.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
Por y malo, es que voy a fallar.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, We find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Concurso de viaje promocional.
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
¿Le puedo venir con los folletos del Elysian Fields? Decir, mira, los folletos lo ponen. Vamos allá.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Uy. A ver, compra de terrenos.
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Vale, a ver. Insinuar que ocurre si una familia como los de se niega a vender. Encontraríamos la manera. A ver, si la acuso.
I think you're being less than candid, Mr. Monroe. You're building these homes to some timetable. You're under pressure to get rid of the holdouts.
And how exactly do you think you can prove that in a court of law, detective?
Uff. Ahí es complicado.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
¿Polimalo?
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Vale, fuego en Rancho Escondido.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
No me mientas.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
¿Qué tal el cemento deficiente? ¿Qué encontré?
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Joseph Bradley me suena de algo, ¿no? David Ashworth, Michael Muldoon, Chapman. Herbert Chapman.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Sí, muy curioso que Chapman.
Your boss is a fine man.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. Damn. I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thank you.
Putada. Tenemos que encontrar al tipo. Pero qué curioso. También se en la lista de los que reparten folletos. Muy curioso.
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart,
Roy.
and baby I'll feel it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Sí.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
No! Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you. Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
¿En serio? ¿Me quitan el caso tal cual? Apartamento de Elsa. 8:45 de la mañana.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
Vayamos por Chapman.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has, Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Broadcasting from Los Ángeles, California.
No sabía que no acordaba. Y creo que en algún momento salió que trabajaba en California en Life. Fue curioso, la verdad. Que estos años se conozcan. Eso me recuerda. Trajes, quiero poner el nuevo. Voy con el forastero ahora mismo. No te creas todo lo que leas en los periódicos. ¿Sabes qué? Voy a ir con el nuevo. ¿Dónde está? El detective.
In a rayon mill at Saint-Georges-de-Beauce,
No, que
where they
no hemos llegado
the
aún.
Dominion's
Primero estamos
minimum
haciendo
wage of $12 a week. The displaced girls brought from Frankfurt
Vale. Así podemos pillar a Chapman. Pero eso es algo que le vamos a dejar. Creo que lo vamos a dejar para el próximo episodio. Pero espero que sea un nuevo este. Ya saben, like, favoritos, suscribiros al canal si estáis suscritos para más servicios de Place. Y el próximo episodio vamos a capturar a Chapman. Y quién sabe, a lo mejor incluso acabar con el caso. Eso habrá que verlo. Pero nada, muchas gracias, gente. Y ya saben qué hacer. En el próximo episodio de Noire. Muy más. Y hasta la próxima, gente. Adiós.